What's going on, guys? It's Amon-Rellik, the God Slayer. Amon-Rellik Gaming. We're back in more, this Cyberpunk, and you're probably wondering, where the hell am I at, huh? Probably like, where in the hell are you at? We are in an area close to a place called the, Barely Legal. It's like a brothel-like place, I think. What I'm going to be talking about today is how I've seen some of the changes implemented from the 1.5 patch in game. One of the things that has happened is mod slots. The mod slots for your character. If you go into actual stats here, oh, that's stats. I'm sorry, your inventory. The mod slots for your characters. They are, I believe it's, if I remember correctly, I believe it's, I have my notes here. I wanted to make sure I got the numbers right here. Overall, your mod slots have gone down from 18 at its max to 9. They halved it all. And if I remember correctly, yeah, the pants, shirt, and jacket went from having 4 at max to having 2 slots at max now. So when you come across those legendaries that you're used to seeing 4, the max now is going to be 2 no matter what. And the shoes, glasses, and pants, when they used to have 3 slots at max, they are now only going to have 1 slot at max. Also, some nerfs have happened to the mods. Let's see if I can find some mods. If I have any that are even like certain ones, like Armadillo. If you notice, I have an epic Armadillo mod, and this is the kind of armor it gives. So, as you can see now, and of course, since I can only put 1 mod on the clothing, stacking Armadillo is like, it's no longer you could do it, but it's no longer as viable as it used to be. So instead, what this has done is it's created a need to not be as reckless with our stat building. And the mod nerfs themselves, and they nerfed the hell out of damage, crit, and crit chance mods. They nerfed the hell out of those. And again, on top of that, not only did they nerf the mods themselves, but they also nerfed how many you could stack onto a build. So now things like the actual stats of the actual armor stat of your armor matters a little bit more now, as well as what mods you choose. And of course, the mods on your weapons, and also the bonuses you get from leveling and putting it into your build. That too is all a part of that. It's all a part of it's now you have to pay more attention to building through all these different ways. I have some ideas of what I'm going to do. But that further proves my point with to number 1 of not being as reckless anymore with your stat building. Because the true power is going to come from that and your cyberware as well. That's even more important as well now. Your is building cyberware builds that actually do augment the rest of your abilities in certain ways. And this is where, that perk synergy thing comes to play mainly, is making it all, work well with your perks. And then, of course, like, again, with your cyber decks and stuff like that, you're going to want to, choose better cyber decks and stuff. And, of course, you're going to want... Now, at least they didn't nerf too much of the cyber stuff. They didn't nerf the cyber stuff for real. So, with the cyber stuff, you still can get a quite good bit of mods for your cyber stuff. Like, if I remember correctly, looking at some of the best of the cyberware you can get in the game, looking at it, I believe you can get I think like up to 15 mods in an entire cyberware build. And that's out, I believe that's yeah, that's concluding the deck. And so using the best or some of the best mods for all your different pieces in your cyberware, you can come out to having like a extra 15 mod slots for your cyberware as well. But again, it in terms of your armor has been greatly nerfed in terms of what you can do with it to like make your armor be like 3,000 or 4,000 or 5,000 armor and shit. You can't do that anymore. But that's fine because we have a thing called mitigation. And this is where I'm going to say, I would suggest people do this. Where's it at? We want to go to character, no, inventory, stats. I suggest, because when you go into armor, it's going to look at all your different defenses. This, you're going to want this armor, the armor rating itself, you don't basically only care about that in terms of the armor that you get. Stop using Armadillo. It's going to be a waste of armor slots. Because instead what we're going to do is we're going to focus on mitigating damage and its strength. Now, you already get a 50 mitigation strength means how much damage you lessen when you get taken. Because basically that's basically what mitigation is. Mitigation is how much damage is reduced when you get hit. The mitigation chance is the chance that you do reduce damage, and mitigation strength is how much damage you actually reduce when this chance procs. And when it does, you basically proc 50% damage reduction. We want to get that chance up to, if we can, anywhere between 25 and up, but we want to get this mitigation to try and be somewhere around the 75 up range. If we can do that, and again, have armor values that's at least in the hundreds, if we can get it to somewhere to the hundreds, I believe with that, we can create a strong build in terms of this base taking damage. Now, what we also want to do is focus also on not only resistances, but trying to also negate burn, electrical. We want to try to negate some of these damage over times. And I'm going to come up with the build that you'll see later on, but you're going to see that my build is going to really revolve around not just trying to tank all kinds of damage like we used to, like the old builds used to do. Instead, I'm going to be trying to mitigate damage in as many ways as possible, you know. Because again, when it comes to building for the power of the weaponry, I'm going to be allowing a different thing to boost my weapon power. I'm going to be using something different to boost my weapon power. It's going to be more of my my core attribute stuff here, and things of that nature to that's going to boost my overall weapon power. And there are actually some things in your cyberware that can do that as well. But it's going to be overall here, and like some of the mods that I put on here, because I won't be throwing so much armor and shit onto my actual body mods. I'll be putting certain mods that'll be a little bit more fine-tuned to you, because that's another thing too. You're gonna have to be a little bit more fine-tuned with how you play. You're gonna have to actually aim. If you want good damage, you're gonna have to actually learn how to focus on a type of damage you want to do. Do you want it to do truly ridiculous headshot damage, or do you want to just do, you know, good damage over time, or, you know, things of that nature? You can't just say, you know, now it doesn't matter where I shoot you, I'm doing millions of damage, you know, because now you have to actually fine tune your guns, and that's another thing, fine tuning what loadout you're gonna play with. You know, right now I don't have the loadout I want, but this is what the loadout I'm using now. but I know that my loadout is going to more likely consist of a power pistol of some kind, maybe a tech assault rifle, and then a sniper rifle. That's what I'm aiming for. That way I have a very decent long range, a good attack weapon for like mid to close encounters, and it's a good single nice pistol, because I like pistols. So it's gonna be that whole thing. But just remember that we have to think about a lot more now when we're building our builds. So again, why are we here? After all of that, why are we here? We are here because, and I'll show you on the map exactly where we are. On the map, we're in Watson. We're in Watson. We haven't even done the heist yet, okay? I want you to understand that. We haven't done the heist yet. But we're going to come all the way up here, and you see this long road right here? This long little half diamond looking road right here? It's right by these two big silo looking things. You're going to go down to like near the middle / other end of the road. You can come here from different ways. I came here from this route all the way around. Sometimes, depending on where you are, it'll send you up this route. But just keep going until you see this place, barely legal. Now, this place doesn't have anybody in it that's alive. You don't have to worry about it. And you can come here as early as you are given free reign to run around Watson. Now, the reason why we're coming here is because, that's just nasty, is we're coming to see this guy's body. He has a legendary corporate blazer with bulletproof lining. It is well been known that you can get legendary gear in this game for free just by going to certain places. And this is one of them. This is one of those places. Now, the way you would do this is you would save the game before you pick this up. And what you would do is you would save it, and then you would look at it. And if it doesn't have the stats that you want, you would then reload your game. And when you reload, you'll be standing right here, and you will look at it again, and it'll be different. I'll show you what I mean. Let's look at it right now. It is negative. It's got two mods on there. One reduces the stamina of melee attacks, and the other one reduces stamina consumption when blocking melee attacks, right? Cool, but I don't want that. So we're gonna do this. We're gonna pause it. All right, we're gonna save where we are. All right. We saved where we are. You can see the picture of where we actually are. And then we're gonna reload that same save. And this might take a minute. And I'm not going to do this over and over again, but I'm gonna basically do the process once so that you understand you can do this over and over again whenever you come across a legendary item that you want, but you want a specific stat for. Okay, we're back, and then let's look at it. Oh, there we go. It's got two mods on it, and its normal stat is 25/7, 9% stamina reduction cost while attacking, reduces. We don't want that. And so basically what we would do is we would keep doing that over and over again. Now when it comes to the actual armor you see on there, 25 plus, the reason why it's saying that is because the level I'm like level 6. Yeah, I'm level 6. So because I'm level 6, it's going to basically scale the armor to me. Now the thing about it is, doesn't matter when you pick this up, because you can upgrade this armor later, and you can upgrade the armor to literally catch up to you in terms of armor level. So we don't worry about that. What we're worrying about is the stats that are on it, and we want better stats than that. So that's the main game you're going to play with that, and you're going to find there's going to be a couple of more. There's I know there's one over here as well that we can get. There's one over here we can get, and there's a couple of more. And what I'll do is, once I'm able to come across the others, I'll actually show you where they are as I come across them in other videos, so we don't just turn this video into one bloated thing. But I did want to talk about the changes I did see in the game in terms of inside the game and how they did nerf a whole lot of your ability to just go ham with crit and crit chance and then be able to turn around and go ham with armor and turn yourself into an invincible tank. They went deep in there and they gutted all semblance of that. Not saying that you couldn't come up with an OP build still, but you just can't come up with one the way we used to. You can't come up with those kind of abilities, or with those kind of OP abilities that we had before. They cut that clean out. And again, I understand. I get it. The game was way too easy back then. So just be prepared now to actually have to get into cover, duck and shoot, and you can't just walk around like the Terminator and just shoot things up and, you know, don't. You know, there's certain things that are still, you know, pretty strong, like the one-hit shot tranquilizers, but they now only insta down human targets, so you can't just do it to like machines or anything like that. But like you know, there's still certain things and certain ways you can make yourself strong as shit. You know, so get out there, get the build crafting, guys, and get to work. This was a short video of me just trying to get into the, not into the deep math of things, but just getting to how I'm seeing how things were working in the game itself. Because one of the things you want to also think about is damage reduction being more than just your armor. You want to also think about it being the mitigation stats and how to use those in terms of mitigating damage and the chances that you can mitigate damage. You also want to think about using crowd control as damage reduction, because if the enemies, you know, if you've got stun or if you've got burn damage and the enemy's flailing around, they're not shooting at you. So that's damage reduction. You know, of course, just considering, and then considering the idea of mitigating damage, and crowd control is also a DPS gain in that sense. It's one of those things where it's going to make you think a little bit more about how you approach damage and defense in this game. And I like how I like that it's doing that, because it should make this not so much as terribly hard, but it should make it, you know, a little bit more difficult to get yourself to in-game viability, you know, as you're progressing in the game. Like, I mean, I do like that they still allow you to go and find legendary shit at the very beginning of the game. Like I said, I knew what this was, and so as soon as I was given freedom, I came over here to see if it was still over here, and it is. It's here. You know, so you can still find the corporal suit in its entirety. You know, I know 1 or 2 pieces you can only get once the whole map, because right now, technically the map is closed to us. Right now the map is technically locked off to where we can't leave Watson. You know, but that's fine. That's fine. But once they open this whole thing up, oh yeah, there's one down here. There's one piece that's way down here. There's another piece that's somewhere in here, I think, or somewhere over here. There's one. There's the shoes over here that I told y'all about over here. And so I'm going to get all those. I'm going to get them all. Because, you know, why not get them if I know where they are, you know? And it'll help me out in the end. And I'll be using that tactic of, you know, looking at it. And if it don't got the stats I want, we're going to keep resetting the game until I get the stats I want. And the stats I'm looking for is mitigation and mitigation chance and mitigation strength. That's what my armor is going to be based on completely. Because I want to get that stat up in a natural sense of just having the armor itself do that for me. So I don't have to worry about modding that way, just in case, you know, I want to be a little bit more, I'll be a little bit more flexible with the mod. So I'm gonna go ahead and get out of here, guys. This is a 20-minute video letting you see some of the changes that's involved here, and letting you know what my build's going to kind of consist of, so that you guys can kind of see why I'm doing certain things in the future. But other than that, let's get back into the lovely, lovely world of Night City, baby. Amon-Rellik the God Slayer, Amon-Rellik Gaming. We out.